Sorry, Shay. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's race between the RaceOnOz crew in Division 1. It is the final at the Red Bull Ring and it's going to be a wet one. As you can see, the rain is falling and some of them are having a bit of trouble in the qualifying. So only 2 minutes away from the start of this one. Strap yourselves in. This is going to be a wild ride as we take on the wet Red Bull Ring. It's a bit of a tongue twister. Hello, Prince. Welcome. 10 corners to navigate. A pretty short lap, only 4.3 kilometers. The fastest ever lap time recorded was, of course, Kimi Räikkönen with a 1 minute and 9. Sorry, 1 minute 6.9. I got my stats all mixed up. I think a 1 minute 9 was close to his Monza time. But so that would have been a 1 minute 19. So there was a 9 in there somewhere. Yes, this is going to be a very, very exciting one. The final as well. As you can see, there's the top 5. Keaton leading the championship well out in front. He surely got it in the bag tonight. But there are still a few of the other minor positions which still could be really battled for, including third. Hatfield is only 1 point away over Viperzed, and XL's not far off either. Well, XL didn't make it tonight, so he's not going to be fighting for that podium, which is a shame. Now, I don't know what happened before. YouTube popped up with the stream a little bit prematurely, and I didn't tell it to. So apologies if you saw that one pop up quickly. But here we go. Let's head to the race. You can see it is a wet circuit. Keaton leading the qualifying. There's only a minute and a bit to go as they will all finish their laps in a desperate bid to steal pole position away from the top man. Keaton 231. One of the fastest you'll ever see in Australia. And maybe one day we'll see him at the FIAs. Viperzed here currently running second position over Groover there in 6th. Keaton's improved his time. 8/10 Viperzed has to find in this final lap run. The number 56 driver trying everything he will. Everything he can. Coming up to the line. Is it going to be good enough? Not quite. The checkered flag is out. And that will see the end of the qualifying session as we now run into the race. But the drivers have a very tricky and difficult job ahead of them now. First lap here in the Red Bull Ring here in Austria. It's going to be a tight, squeezing affair into turn 1, the Niki Lauda bend. And they've got to play it patient to avoid hitting those in front of them, because braking zones will be dramatically increased in the wet conditions. Daniel Hatfield has shared the stream. Thank you very much, Daniel. Should be racing. Are you racing in this one? You are. 8th. Hatfield is 8th. There he is. For the Selby team. Sporting the number 3. And he's so talented, he multitasked and shared the stream. Thank you very much. All right. 3 seconds away. And the race will begin. Tyson Scully's liked the stream. Thank you very much, Tyson. And thank you for your viewership. There is your top 9. And here is the final. It is the round 7. It is the final race of the season. And they've all got it to play for. Keaton wants to win it. Viperzed will want to try steal it. Can Jono Stan have another miraculous win? Has he got the pace tonight? We'll watch in anticipation for the lights to go. The revving of the engines. Waiting for it, and we're underway. It's a slow but steady start for some. Captain Risky up the... Getting beaten there by Groover, who had an absolutely rocket of a start. They're 4 wide into 1, and Viperzed's been squeezed wide. And there he goes off into the runoff. The rest of the field, 2 by 2, try to fit in there. There's going to be some battles going on in Captain Risky. He's been knocked wide and knocked out of this one early on, and he's got a lot of work ahead of him. As Banana, Josh and Keaton now drag it up towards what is considered turn 3. Coming into the right-hander, Keaton looks to get a little bit of understeer, and he does. He goes out wide. He's going to lose positions. Banana Josh now leads it. Viperzed's around as well. One of the leading drivers in the championship. This is really going to change things. We're on lap 1, 24 laps to go. There's a lot of work ahead for the boys. Banana Josh getting a nice little lead ahead as Razor there pushes forward. Groover in behind. It's Keaton who's lost a lot of spots off the start there. He's being contended with his teammate Jono Stan. Keaton 2-3-1 in behind. Wow, what a start. We've had 2 people drop off the back dramatically after that first lap shenanigans, but they've all seemed to have calmed a little bit down as they continue on the lap here at the Red Bull Ring. It's going to be a slow and steady one. Fighting the car, traction all the way. But one of the big ones, Viperzed, losing out very early on. Zinger Stacker up there as well. Wow, what a start to this one. Here's your driver standings, so you can get acquainted with it. Oh, what's happened? Who was that? Was that Groover? Yeah, it was. Groover had an incident there. But Banana Josh leads the race. Wow, what an eclectic and crazy start. Here we go. We've got a battle for third coming on with Keaton and Jono Stan now fighting for it. Hatfield grinding away in behind. He's on the back of Keaton like a rash, and he wants to get rid of it. Jono Stan here valiantly fighting in the wet. Is he braver under brakes as we come up towards turn 3, or does Jono Stan have the advantage being in front? It looks likely. Keaton doesn't look to try anything crazy, and he keeps that 4th spot now as they battle on for the top positions. Razor there, trying not to let Banana Josh get too far out in front. Keaton doing a good job, looking for the room. He's searching. Jono putting the car into the middle of the road, trying to make it as wide as possible, making that job of Keaton to make the overtake as difficult as he can. Getting a bit of a back-end slip on, and Jono's done well to control it as he comes around now under pressure from Keaton going the wide line. It could be more grip there as well. Well, Jono's run wide and he's off and he's out. He's going to be struggling for grip out there. He hasn't lost too many spots as some of the other drivers in behind are struggling as well. And that'll be 5th for him. But the leader is Banana Josh, and he's had an absolutely cracker of a start. And Keaton fighting back with everything he's got, using all of his experience and trying to win the wet races. Very interesting. Wet races are only a new phenomenon here in GT Sport. So we could find there could be quicker people in the wet than they are in the dry. It's usually what happens. And at the moment, Banana Josh is looking the likely victor if he can keep that up. Still got pit stops and everything to go as well, so don't fret. There will be strategy involved. And Keaton here now, filling up the mirrors of Razor. Razor will not like this sight. He needs to keep calm though. Is Keaton going to go for the inside line here? Can Razor get him around the outside? Will he lose grip? Will there be a switch over? Will the power down? Yes, Keaton's pushed it too hard and it's caused another accident. And luckily, Razor coming along, pushing Keaton back into the trajectory he'd liked straight. And that was, well, Keaton was very, very lucky there. Razor saving the day. There's another battle here down into the corner as Hatfield tried to sneak one up around the side. Keaton was too alert for that though. What a great start. 3 laps have already passed. And there hasn't been a single moment where you haven't. If you looked away, you would have missed something. And welcome along, everyone. If you are new, my name is Josh from Demo1, and this is the RaceOnOz Division 1 crew battling it out here in this final race of this season. This is round 7. If you want to go catch, if you want to find the best race they've had so far this season, not including this one, check out round 6. It was at Monza. It was a cracker. And yeah, if you need something to watch afterwards, round 6, surely go have a look. But of course, we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I do apologise. Facebook doesn't let us do 1080p. Twitch, though, and YouTube, all 1080p. Facebook, 720p, the best they let us do. Here we go. The battle still rages as Razor hasn't lost Hatfield. And Hatfield now just planning his moves ahead as Razor gets a bit of the back end spin. And there you go. You can see he's lost a little bit of time from that. Let's go to the start of the race and see where it all started for Banana Josh. Off the line, he was in 7th. A bit of a slow start, but how did it all unfold for him? 6 cars ahead of him. Not too many behind. Banana Josh just watched it all unfold. Everyone went in. We saw a few go out wide. Oh, he snuck it up in the inside. Keaton and Jono Stan. Jono Stan lost it. And then that's where we saw Viperzed. Sorry, that wasn't Viperzed. Viperzed's just in behind. But he was battling hard with Keaton. Keaton, that's where Keaton ran wide, and he's had to work so hard for it since. Keaton rejoined the track there. Viperzed was around at that turn, and he had a lot of work ahead of him. Great start, though, from Banana Josh, and he still leads. Viperzed catching up to the back end of Groover here. But Viperzed, careful not to overdrive this car, because it will punish you here in the wet conditions. Banana Josh, though, doing his mightiest here. He's led, well, the 4-5 laps so far. Is Keaton about to change it? He's up around the inside. The cars are side by side. Keaton will have the early turn in. Banana Josh has let the inevitable happen, and Keaton can now work on getting some distance. But Banana Josh is still there, and he might even go for something here. The slipstream helping him. The Dayglow yellow lights punching through the haze, and the spray brought up by Keaton. Banana Josh briefly back in front. And you can see 3rd and 4th are still going at it. It's a drag race now up towards the left-hander. Turn 4. And Banana Josh doesn't quite have the pace at the end of the straight. Keaton does, and he'll keep that lead. The number 69 here on for some good points if he can stay 2nd here. Hatfield working his way up in 3rd, and it looks like he's lost Razor there slightly. Groover coming back from a mistake, and so is Viperzed. Viperzed will be trying to put himself into the 3rd spot. Look at that. Lots of back-end drifting going on. It was Captain Risky that lost it out of turn, off turn 2. That was the green car we saw flying. And he almost had a move there on Zinger. But traction was not his friend. Back to the front, and it's Keaton leading away. He's grown that lead to 1.5 seconds before the end of this 5th lap. Thank you, Josh Bright, on liking the stream. Do appreciate the likes and subscribes we get supporting the channel. You guys are awesome. Here we go, Groover and Viperzed. There's a little battle raging here, and this one's building up to be an exciting exchange. Can Viperzed get the move on Groover here? Just needs to keep his calm. Into 1st turn, into the Niki Lauda bend. Viperzed gets the back end out. He's trying to race it quick. Is he overdriving it though? Here we go. Viperzed coming up to 3. Groover has got a nice little lead on the 6th placed Volkswagen. Paul Ozimo has liked the stream as well. Thank you very much, Paul. And thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying this one tonight. It is a small field, but it's action-packed. It always is here at RaceOnOz. And Adam Tuzel has joined in on the likes. Legendary Adam. Thank you very much. Some great pictures. Banana Josh there with a little bit of the fishtailing going on. He's done really well to correct that. Let's see how that all started for him. Ooh, that was very awkward. He still holds second spot though, but you can see Keaton there just disappearing. So Keaton, the master of the dry, and he seems to be the master of the wet. But the big surprise tonight, I would say, is Banana Josh, driving out of his skin, and he's got a good name. Josh, a little bit wide on the last turn. Turn 10. We'll forgive him though in the wet. Hatfield there making waves, literally making waves. It is a very wet Red Bull ring. And there are more wet tracks coming to GT Sport. We saw the Tokyo tracks at the FIA World GT Finals. There was a wet track there. And one of the boys, Andrew Brooks, aka Def Son, who we actually have on the SFR GT Challenge on Mondays. We're very lucky to have Def Son along board in that championship. He did an overtake of a crazy overtake up the inside of everyone, getting the car stopped from way back. It was Daniel Ricciardo-esque, licking the stamp and sending it. And you can see those guys on Monday, so tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Groover here, still grinding away at Viperzed. A little bit later on the brakes, they almost makes contact with the Silver Viper. And Zinger Stacker just he's under some trouble as Risky takes it through the corner like a pro, has much better traction in the Team BHR Volkswagen, and steals away 8th spot. So Zinger now at the back of the field with a bit of work to do. Razor has finds himself in 4th position at the moment. The cars are all separated now by at least 2 to 3 seconds each as they all find their groove in this one. But it's a very close affair for the top 3. Well, these two anyway, 2nd and 3rd. Looking out the back of Banana Josh. 144 in the wet. That is a pretty decent time. Can Hatfield do anything? It doesn't look like it. The slipstream not that effective here. And he's not making a lot of gains down this straight. That is technically a bend there. That is technically turn 2. This is technically 3. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. We're just going to go with 3. And there you can see Banana Josh got a lot better traction out of there, up the hill. It's easy to understeer through there because of the change of elevation. Now you got to brake a little bit earlier here because the elevation changes and it drops down. So all the weight shifting forward, moving the car a lot further than you'd like it to. But Banana Josh has full control, it seems. Hatfield working hard there in 3rd. Is this man Keaton 231 though, who has a huge advantage. Poor Ozimo. Yeah, you did race in Div 1 last week. It was so good when we had Division 1 and 2 mixed. I'd like to see more of it. It made for a very exciting race. These guys are seriously fast though, Paul. Some of the times they manage to consistently lap surprises me every single week. And just how consistent they are and how many non-mistakes they make as well. A lot of the guys can get through a race without making a single error. And it's such high-stakes stuff. You can see the top 5 there. All in a line. Waiting. I'd imagine there's a little bit of strategy going on here. Maybe with fuel saving, with the wets. I doubt it. Unless someone's really burning through their wet compound. Here we go. Viperzed might have a chance soon. He's really closed the door on Razor. And once again, Razor's going to have to make the Volkswagen wide where it isn't. Some aftermarket body kits maybe, just to squeeze Viperzed out. And here we go. It's going to be a race and a battle of wits in the wet. Oh, Razor getting a little drift on there. That's going to lose him a little bit of time. He did well to control it though. And Viperzed there just biding his time. He's getting a little bit closer. Every corner. If you can put the pressure on Razor here and force him into more mistakes, it'll make Viperzed's job a lot easier as we come up to finish lap number 9. Ooh, that looked a little quick, but Razor's all over it. Here we go. Viperzed once again mounts an attack as they come and race towards the first turn. Razor, though, still not quite within striking distance. Again, Razor with the back end out. It's got to just be a little bit... Oh, there we go. That was the mistake Viperzed was looking for. And it's worked wonders. He now holds 4th position, and he should be able to disappear from Razor if he can. That's all it takes, just a slight error here in this high-stakes championship. And with the competition so close, you're not going to stay in that position for long. No, Razor got a little bit... That was odd, wasn't it? You can see he's opened the gap here on Razor a little bit. He's got a little work to do, though, to catch up to 3rd. Let's see what happened to Razor again. Let's analyse this as he turns in. Oh, he got a little bit out of control there, and that would have been trying to correct. He's done really well to hold it onto the road, but that's why he lost all that pace. Here we go. Looks like Hatfield now going to share blows with Banana Josh, who's been in 2nd position now for quite some time. He's not going to make it easy, though. Hatfield driving out of his skin here. He's looking for a way through. Gets the wiggles on the exit. And here we go. Banana Josh needs to be cool, calm, and collected. Hatfield is in the same predicament as him. It is wet. And it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy at all. Here we go. As they run up towards turn number 3 on lap 11. Even Viperzed is closing the door here. As Banana Josh probably slowing Hatfield down a little bit. Could be a little bit of a pace difference now. Razor there, not too far off either. Hatfield swarming. They're the rest of the field behind. It's not going to be long. Ooh, a little bit of sideways action. That could be the catalyst for a move. Hatfield still not able to make any moves yet. He sees a gap open up. Again, not close enough to strike. Some great on the edge racing here from these guys. And it's not going to be long before this one finishes. We're already at the halfway mark already. It's been phenomenal action. Oh, Banana Josh. It's a drag race now. Who's got the balls to turn it in? Oh, well, I thought Banana Josh. You need a lot of cojones there to go side by side in the wet there at full speed as well. And look how much Viperzed has closed them in. This is a 3-way fight for the podiums. And Banana Josh is going to fight for his life here. I'm sure of it. Some very, very healthy points on the board. If he can even force Hatfield into an error, and that's all it takes. And Hatfield could lose 2 spots in a matter of moments. Viperzed didn't quite have the top speed. Hatfield regains it. They're going to be neck and neck up to 3. Again, Banana Josh on the outside line. Closes the door. And Hatfield has to work ever so harder. And now he needs to fight off Viperzed, who's looking like he's got a lot of pace. He's looking really quick. So that will ease the pressure from Banana Josh's workload. Things just got very difficult for Hatfield. He's trying to attack and defend at the same time. So if he makes even one mistake, making for an overtake, which he slightly's done there. He's run a little bit long. And there we go. Viperzed around the outside. Neck and neck again. Tight in the turn. They're rubbing. Rubbing is racing, though. This is great stuff from these two. Timing screen can't quite figure out who is third, who is fourth. It changed 3 or 4 times there in that exchange. Hatfield, though, just has the edge on him. Viperzed trying to get off the line. The Hatfield is trying to find an alternate route. It's going to be very difficult here. But this is going to be great. This looks like it's going to go all the way to the end. Keaton has absolutely disappeared. And no doubt that is why he is the division champion in Season 8. Well ahead on 155 points. He's already won the season. But bragging rights are now on the line for him. And he looks like he's going to go away and take it. But this battle here is going to be tiring for them. A lot of work involved. Banana Josh just has to defend. Viperzed just has to attack. Hatfield has to do both at the same time. And it looks like the pressure's mounting on him. This is becoming a little bit too much. Viperzed within a 10th. 900ths onto the brakes. And Hatfield is a little bit more confident. Will he run wide? He might. He could get up the inside. There's Viper. He does door to door. They wrestle. But it's Viperzed who had the better exit and the better entry there. Hatfield a little bit too hot on the brakes there, trying to get the edge. But you've got to race on the limit. Otherwise, sometimes you will just become another victim and lose another spot. So Hatfield tried what he could, but it didn't quite work for him there. And while all that has gone on, Banana Josh has opened up a little bit more of a gap here. So he's got a bit of breathing room now. Not a lot, but he's got some. And Hatfield, well, he went from having to attack and defend to just having to attack now. Viperzed got promoted into that position. Could be some burnout here for these two. While these two tussle it out, it is giving Banana Josh the opportunity to keep the clean lines and keep the pressure low so he can sort of concentrate on the road ahead. But how long will that last? These two are very quick. These two know how to race, but Banana Josh, I must say, doing a fantastic effort. And if you are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Josh. I am your commentator for this RaceOnOz race here at a wet Red Bull ring. You can watch us on Twitch, YouTube in 1080p and Facebook in 720p. And every time we stream, they don't let us do 1080p. So I don't know why. Facebook, come on, do better than that. Let's get a bit of an update through the field as Razor there was trying to catch up to those guys battling, and it might just happen if they continue on tussling. Jono Stan, who had an outstanding race 6 at the moment, is not quite having the same effect today. He's in 6th position. Risky's in 7th after a tussle out of the first turn. Groover had a similar incident on the first lap, and Zinger Stacker falling off the pace here. But it's this man, Keaton, 18 seconds. Wow! He could almost lap them. Well, there's not going to be enough laps. 24 laps have almost expired. Banana Josh, though, doing an excellent job of holding off the competition. It looks like Hatfield sort of dropped off a little bit as Viperzed has caught up to the back of this red Volkswagen. The gamesman car, driven by GT Banana Josh. Now just has to keep his cool for the remaining laps. See the spray being picked up there as they run along the surface. Brody Sward putting it in for Viper. He's having a good race tonight. Can he still second though? It's going to be on his list of things to do. Banana Josh though driving out of his skin, so to speak. I realise his name is Banana Josh. So he might have his skin to take off. Here we go. This one's going to be very interesting. It looks like they're going to keep it up for us for the entire 24 laps. As they come accustomed to the wet conditions, they'll get a little bit more comfortable. But will they become complacent with their ability? And will they start over driving and let little errors sneak in here and there? It's very hard though in the wet to not get the car sliding sideways. But it does look fantastic when they do it well. Viperzed closing the gap now. A bit of a bump up the back, says Banana Josh, telling him to get a move along. Otherwise, Viper will take that second spot. Viper can't find a way around yet as Banana Josh looks to block the run. Hatfield here. Jono Stan, I think he's made a great move. He did. Jono Stan lined that one up in the background. From 6th up to 5th. Great one up into the first turn. Side by side with Razor. But he had the better line. And that was a move all too easy. Here we go. Banana Josh comes out of turn 2. And Viperzed is there. It's bad news for Banana. Looks like Viperzed got a good run. And there we go. He's up into second. He's got the inside line. He comes across to open the corner up though. But Banana Josh with the better racing line gets it around the outside. He could get the better traction on the power earlier. He'll have the inside line now coming up. Viperzed needs to think about his options. And he just drops him back for now. Plays it safe. Oh, he might find the gap there up the inside. As Banana Josh opened it up a little bit too much. Just got the pace. They're squeezing him in there. Viperzed sticks it on the road. This is great racing between these two. Hatfield watches the whole thing unfold. They're bumping and pushing. And, oh, this could get dramatic. Luckily, they've controlled it. And Hatfield's joined the scene. It's going to be 3 wide into 9. Banana Josh just holds off Hatfield there. That was great stuff. Oh, and Hatfield tries to sneak one up. I thought he lost it and gone sideways. He somehow kept it. And Jono Stan now could be fighting for a podium. He was all the way back in 6th a long while ago, and it looks like it's all coming down for Banana Josh. It's just crumbling as the cars around him have found the pace. Mistakes Hatfield. Oh, he's come across. Jono Stan gets it. And I think Hatfield falling through the pack there after a small error. Oh, he's not going to like that. I think that was all forced on by him. And now Banana Josh is down in 4th, trying to get 3rd from Jono Stan. This could be a good move up into 2. But Jono, with the outside line, had the better traction. And Captain Risky there also trying to make a move. Look how close these guys are getting now. They're all closing the doors. And Viperzed in 2nd. He just needs to put some quick laps in here, and he could be able to really easily pull away. But Jono Stan is quick, and he's done well now to be occupying 3rd. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's get a replay of that incident. This was Hatfield here. Come around sideways. He's hit the corner there. And it's upset the car. There was not much he could do. And he just had to watch the field go pass him by. And he now is in 7th here. He should be able to catch a Razor up with a few quick laps. He's got some time available. Viperzed now almost growing the lead to 2 seconds. Jono Stan. will now be having his crosshairs locked squarely on Zed in front. Banana Josh was looking really promising for a podium. It's not over yet though. But he can't help but think if he could have done something a little bit more there, maybe defended a little bit more aggressively to hold off Jono and Viperzed. But if he was racing at his limits, he probably doesn't want to lose what good points he will score today if he can finish up there in the top 5. This is Jono. He had a win last week at Monza. Let's get your points now up on the screen. And you can see Mint GTR getting some good points last week as well. Keaton's well ahead on 155. And then it's Jono Stan on 91. He should be comfortably getting that today. Hatfield on 67 and Viperzed on 66. So, if Viperzed finishes in front of Hatfield, he will get the 3rd overall in the championship. And at the moment, that is looking likely. So he's fighting for a 3rd overall here in this championship. This is the final race of the season. And there's only 1 point separating him and Hatfield. Hatfield now demoted to 7th after that incident in turn 1 just a few laps ago. This is how that all unfolded. Viperzed was there in 2nd. You could see the field arriving on scene. Hatfield gets it wide. Comes across on the corner there. Pushes out Banana. And now the work, it's all up to him now. Viperzed having a really good race. Jono Stan sliding into the frame there in the background. Putting on a great show. And 2nd overall in the championship is looking likely for him too, if he can finish there in 3rd. Banana Josh just needs to hold off Captain Risky here. Looks like he's fallen off the pace slightly as both Viper and Jono have managed to pull away. We're on lap 19 of 24. His lap times are still quick. So that means the guys in front are even quicker. Captain Risky. Oh, I thought he was losing it there, but in the wet conditions, it is a little bit dicey at times. Hatfield in 7th there, and he's got a long way to go to catch up to anyone. He's got 6 seconds to even go to catch up to Razor there, and he doesn't have enough laps in hand. He needs a huge catastrophic incident to happen. Well, that's unlikely. The caliber of racing we've seen today has been top-notch. Groover's in 8th. And Zingerstacker 9th. Keaton, though, has grown that lead another 8 seconds since we last checked in. 26 seconds is the lead. He gets about... he is super fast in this wet. He's going to be the one to beat. His last lap was a 1:41. That's almost a wet... That's almost a dry time. Keenan is absolutely flogging it. He's got the skills, that's for sure. Viperzed, his gap, 1.2 seconds. So it's in the balance at the moment. All it takes is a small error from Viper or Jono. If Jono makes an error, Viper disappears. If Viperzed gets it wrong, Jono will strike. He still will take out 3rd overall if he finishes 3rd. He just needs to finish in front of Hatfield. And at the moment, that is looking very likely as we start lap 21. We have 5 to go, including the one we're on. Oh, Jono's run wide. He might be overdriving it here, which puts him at risk of letting Viperzed disappear. And you can see the interval now grown to over 2.5 seconds just with that one incident. This was on board with Jono. This is the error he made this lap. Just couldn't get the car slowed down, and he's run wide. We see that happen all the time there at turn 1. And Jono Stan, well, he saw Viperzed disappear. Made his job a lot harder. The gap, well, 2.5 seconds. This is what I was talking about. You make an error here or there, and you give the advantage to the driver in front or behind. Depends what you're doing. So Viperzed will be licking his lips here at getting a 3rd overall in the championship. Just needs to keep it clean from this point on. They won't need... Don't think they need to do fuel, because they don't need to do tyres in a wet race. We've never had a wet race at the RaceOnOz before, so it's the first wet race of the championship. And there'll be more to come, I'm sure. Now there's... I think Captain Risky has just stolen 4th from Banana. Banana will not be happy. He's trying to reply instantly. He could get it back here. He does. Banana steals back 4th. And now he's got the workload to defend. We know he can do it. I just think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive to keep those positions. Here we go. He's running out of options there, trying to squeeze Captain, but Captain's squeezing him to the very limit of the edge. He hits the back end of Captain's car there. Banana Josh tries to get up to the speed quicker. Now it's going to be a drag race up to 4. Oh, Captain there's really, really testing the limits of sportsmanship and the black and white flag. Could just be that he's losing traction too, and it looked a little bit worse than it was. And Banana Josh has run wide. I don't know if Captain had a part to play. We'll get a replay. Doesn't look like he's redressing it. No, he is. So Captain, I think Captain was trying to readdress it, but Razor just appeared out of nowhere and almost stole those 2 spots. So Banana Josh now trying to sneak it up the inside. Captain trying to do the right thing, I think. Captain's really struggling for grip, and Razor absolutely punched it through this section of corners. He's stolen the spot away from Banana. Banana's fallen to 6th, and now Razor could steal 4th from Risky. It's a never say die attitude here in this RaceOnOz series, and Razor could just steal it here at the death. Even Hatfield has started to close these guys in. So can Hatfield find 4th by the end of it? It could really change the direction of the way this thing finishes. These 4 cars now, all very, very close. Let's have a look at that incident between Risky and Banana. Oh, there was a slight touch there. That's what sent Banana off, and I think he tried to readdress it. It looked like he tried. Yeah, he definitely let the power down. He let Banana Josh catch up, and the racing was back on. But he had to get back to attacking because Razor was there, and Razor almost stole that spot while he was trying to do the right thing. And Captain getting sideways through here, and this is where Razor just came out of nowhere. And he stole it from them. Great control in the wet conditions. And there's Banana Josh now back in 6th. Great little exchange between these drivers. And Razor now fighting for 5th again as he finds himself back in 6th after that replay. Oh, Hatfield. Hatfield chucks it down the inside, and Hatfield steals it away while he was searching for grip. And Banana Josh will now have a very quick and determined Hatfield to deal with, as Captain Risky will be looking in his mirrors, and he won't be looking what he sees. I think Risky now is trying to defend a move, as we're going to get 3 wide into 1. Risky's really trying to squeeze Banana Josh out wide there, and it hasn't worked. Banana Josh has come out on top. Hatfield is in 5th, and Risky's fallen back to 6th here. This is the final lap, the last chance saloon for these drivers. Banana Josh loses another one, and Hatfield up into 4th. Hatfield has done really well here to find himself up close to a podium finish before the end of the race. And Razor now in 7th position. Risky tries to hold him off. Can Razor steal it from him? There's Risky side by side with Razor. Razor, you can see, just been up into 6th, so Risky loses another one. Can Razor keep it into the turn? He does. He gets the lead. Banana Josh will now have to fight with Razor. Captain Risky falling all the way back to the end. And there's Keaton taking the checkered flag. Our champion of the season and our leader. Keaton, Viperzed will take 2nd there. Jono Stan as well. And Hatfield is starting to pull away in 4th. Can Banana Josh hold off in 5th as Captain Risky and Razor put the pedal to the metal here in the last final few corners. I think it's all but over for Risky here, as Banana Josh seems to have gotten the advantage. Razor gets a little bit sideways as he tries to drive it out of the corners. Risky, though, will still need to defend, as Razor is still within striking distance. There's a yellow flag in the sector. Have we had an issue? Banana Josh has fallen off. What happened to Banana Josh there? I don't know. That was weird. Banana Josh has come in 8th position. Did he run out of fuel? I think he's run out of fuel. No way. Drama at the end. Yes, Banana Josh did run out of fuel. Wow, what a finish. Jono Stan got 3rd, Hatfield 4th. Oh, that was an amazing race. Well, what a way to finish off the season. Action-packed from all the way from start to finish. And I hope you've enjoyed it, because I certainly have. Now, we do have another race tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with the SFR GT Challenge, Division 1 there. So if you are able to make it, you're more than welcome to join us along for that one. But that ends off Season 8 here for RaceOnOz. Keaton taking the championship, and then it would have been Jono Stan, and then Viperzed, I think, snuck in for 3rd right at the death. What a finish. What a championship. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you for all those that have liked. If you haven't already, please do hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed tonight's racing. Again, you can watch us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook anytime we go live. And our next race is 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. My name is Josh here from doing the RaceOnOz. I'm from Demo 1 Garage, and it's been a pleasure to watch and commentate this one for you. Until next time, race hard and on the edge, and we'll see you next video. Good night.